Getting to the money, I be getting to the back. People think I'm funny cause I always make them laugh. I ain't even being funny, I be really spitting facts. I'm about balance and I got talents. Every challenge I overcome. Low key is savage, never be average. Give me a task and I'll get it done. Minding my business whenever I come in. I'm handling business while I'm having fun. I ain't worried about winning, but that would be dumb cause there's no competition. I already won, huh? Yeah.
Peace, 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 family. How you all doing? I hope all is well with you. My name is Keisha. I'm the owner of Astrologiks, and I am your astrology coach. Today, I am going to be continuing my Pluto through the Signs series with Pluto in Scorpio. So this video is for you if you have Pluto in Scorpio or Pluto in the 8th house. Now, Pluto is the ruler of Scorpio. And so Scorpio is a fixed water sign. It lives in the 8th house. And this is very intense, transformative energy. It rules over death, rebirth, sex, uncovering darkness, the occult, esoteric, any of the parapsychologies. So astrology, numerology, tarot, psychic, palmistry, all the divinations. It rules over psychology, what makes people tick, the psychology of money, doing deep research to get to the truth, joint finances, debt, taxes, insurances, other people's money, people you owe money, and any government money. And so at a very young age, these people basically, you grow up in a lot of darkness. This could be things like family secrets, being afraid of the dark, seeing ghosts, living in an abusive home, seeing many deaths, seeing lots of self-destructive patterns in your family or just in people in general. That kind of leads you to the occult, to mysteries. And this is how you evolve. And so, unfortunately, these people really go through a lot just way too young. And it makes them very enraged and revengeful. And you might not understand why there are so many bad things in life. And again, going through these things forces you towards wanting to know why, like your curiosity, your obsessive, intense nature is like, I just want to understand why, and so you are drawn and pulled towards the occult, mysteries, understanding the darker side of life, taboo topics, sex, and because this energy kind of reminds me of the dark night of the soul. We all hear that term in the spiritual community a lot. And so the dark night of the soul is having to go through a transformation. But these people live within that energy their whole life until you figure it out, until you learn your power. These people transform into the alchemists. And so what you're learning in alchemy is how to manipulate energy. And unfortunately, again, I hate to be repetitive, these people go through some really tumultuous things in their life. and they experience things that are very intensely painful and life-shattering, to the point, again, where it makes you want to understand, like, why are people like this? Why is life like this? Why is my family like this? Why am I noticing these self-destructive patterns? But at the very core, to these people, they have hearts bigger than, I mean, the amount of love and support and compassion these people provide is tremendous to people going through these darker experiences in life. And so as you grow older and you go through each transformation, you gain more power. You get your power back from being in a very powerless position. And I feel like the first level is enraged, vengeful. You might become the victim, the victimizer in any situation. So if you grew up with violence, gangs, if you grew up with obsessive, abusive people, if you grew up with, unhealthy environments, to a fault, you will walk a mile in that particular theme's shoes. Um, but you change and transform so much because you're not meant to be in that position, that each level you upgrade and you begin to understand more through deep research knowledge. Um, it's probably a really good idea for you, once you get out of a toxic environment, to do a deep cleansing. And what that's going to do is it's going to open up your energetic auric field to more disturbing information. But that's a part of the process. That is what the dark night of the soul is all about. And so you might spend a lot of your time detaching from things each time you go through a transformation. So you're in and out of relationships, separated from people, places, and things, just because you can't fathom why people can't see their own problems enough to fix it. You might even be the person that people come to with disturbing information, because you're so compassionate and non-judgmental. You might be the person who is called to fix everything because people see you as responsible. And even though you live in toxicity or lived in toxicity, you seem to have survived in some way, shape, or form, and people are attracted to that. And so the next level is that you'll detach again. You'll learn that you are not meant to fix people's problems. This is the alchemist. The alchemist understands that people have to be responsible for their own actions and decisions. Actions have consequences, and you had to learn that the hard way. And you learn through each stage of transformation that it is not your responsibility to hold that heavy, intense, traumatic, depressive, seemingly lonely, misunderstood energy. It's not your responsibility. Each person has to find that for themselves. And once you're able to do that, you might even become like an actual alchemist or spiritualist or counselor or therapist, or you're the detective who talks to the loony people. You have the ability to sit in dark places and still show up as light. This right here, I can talk about this shit all day, y'all. Like this right here, nigga, this shit right here. This is one of my favorite topics to discuss. It is the most powerful position once you learn how to manipulate energy and take yourself out of places and still show your heart on your sleeve without the additional stress or intensity that comes with it. It is a long transit. I would even argue that most people don't find this until 35 and up, or 35 is when it becomes like super clear. I don't belong in these situations. How did I get here? Um, you really actually start to see yourself as outside of the disruption you might have grown up with up until the age 35. And that's when the deep research starts to make sense. But it's like Alice in Wonderland, once you go down that tunnel and you start looking for the truth, there's always more truth. There's always a transformation of truth. There's different levels to this shit. And it is a non-stop, exhausting fucking process. It will age you quickly. You will probably tend to look a lot older than you are. Um, a lot stronger than you actually really are. And 90% of the people who engage with you, once you surpass that level of fuck it, have absolutely no fucking clue what you've been through. None whatsoever. Because you don't show it and you might not, again, talk about it. You are a listening ear. For people to tell their secrets to, the things that they're probably most ashamed of, embarrassed of, and would never share with anybody. But people tend to do that to you. And that's a natural ability that you learn through each transformation and each level that you surpass. It makes more sense. But that knowledge and that information, that need to do deep research, it never stops. And so it's exhausting to the point where it'll make you give up on people, but respectfully. You'll stand your ground. You'll do it with poise and grace, love and care. Yeah. So again, family, like I could talk about this transit all day, but don't nobody got time for all that. I love and appreciate you, family. This is my interpretation of Pluto and Scorpio. I hope you found this information helpful. Peace.